Okay, morning. Right, just gonna get the block ready. I'm gonna take it up the local machine shop just to get the machine own on it. Can own them by hand if you want, and I have done in the past and what have you. But it's always nice to do the machine owning because it's more accurate. And you know, it's a very light own. It's pretty mint in all fairness. I'm pretty pleased with the engine. It looks like it's in reasonable shape. So I've got all the bits to do the engine too, which is good news. So that should keep things going in the right direction. Well, I think I've got all the bits. So gearbox wise, I'm going to try a different gearbox actually. So I'm going to have a go with the Quaife gearbox. I've got a bit of experience with this particular one now, so it'd be nice just to see what the Quaife one's like and just get a bit of an idea between the two as to what the benefits are. Or they're probably all very similar, but if you don't try these things and test them, you don't know, do you? So that's what we're going to do. I mean, these minis, like, brand new to me really. I started racing them last year. Got no experience with minis at all, other than when I was a little boy and my dad was taking engines out of them on the drive. That's all I remember. That was a long time ago though. So yeah, these are new. So this has been a bit of a learning curve since last year, getting all of this sort of stuff in bits, and I'm used to dealing with much newer engines. These are motorbike engines and things, but these are very different to anything I've done in the past. So it's been a bit of a learning curve nevertheless. So I just wanted to give the block a measure up just to see where it's at before we go owning it. And then hopefully they'll turn that around quite quick and I can get back on top of building it back up, and gearbox should come quite quick as well. So fingers crossed the spare engine should be built back up, but it's all looking pretty good so far. So I'm very pleased. Very pleased. Very pretty inside as well. All the rod's been super finished and that. So I mean, does it make any difference to power? Don't know. Debatable. It's always just nice. They just look nice. That's the main thing, isn't it? Well, I'm sure it does. It does improve things, doesn't it? Because obviously, flings the oil off faster and all that sort of business. So I'd imagine there probably is some marginal gain. Quite a bit. They're on quite a bit of clearance on these mini engines for sure. I guess the block's thermal expansion is pretty significant because this one's at like just under 6 thou piston to wall. Which is pretty big, really. A lot bigger than anything I would have run on any other engine, that's for sure. But that seems to be the consistent thing with them, so I presume that's done to sort of out with the thermal expansion. I suppose you don't want them nipping up. I've heard reports that that's a possibility. I mean, I'd need to run one tighter and then strip it myself and see what it's like. If it was run it like more like the traditional, you know, maybe 4 thou would be a little better. I would imagine it probably yield a little bit more power for a while, but obviously if it starts to get tight, then it's going to give you a problem, isn't it? So we've got a bore size of about 71.05. I think the limits for the rules is 71.12 because I've just had a quick look. So that's where you've got to keep them underneath that limit, obviously. So yeah, it gives a little bit of room to just own it very slightly, and we should still be A-OK. Thankfully the pistons don't look like they've worn too bad either. It all looks pretty good in all fairness. So that's the block ready. I'll get the block off the stand in a box, and then I don't know whether to have a tart around with the cylinder head or have a little look at sorting out the bearings on the back of it. Yeah. Right, Sam, I'll pack that up and then we'll get back onto the engine just now. So keep watching. Ta. Hi there. Okay, got like a little slot, so I'm going to have a look at the pistons. Just getting it ready to build back up just while the block's being owned. I think we're only going to, I'm not sure we're going to machine own it now. I prefer the machine owning, but because it's quite slack on piston to wall, I don't really want to make it any slacker than what it is, so we might just clean it up lightly. So anyway, it's in motion, that is. But yeah, I'm going to get the pistons off. I'm probably going to have a go with the laser cleaner on them, see if it'll take the carbon off, so that'll be interesting. So I'll just finish getting the rings and clips and everything off the pistons. It's been too long now. I think that I'm so we're going to give it the tops of the pistons and that, a bit of a laser clean off around the sides where the rings go in as well. It's a bit interesting, won't it? Second guess me, I second guess them. Don't second guess me. Live in the moment, cause we are so free. And in this moment, life is like a dream. Live in the moment, cause we are so free. And in this moment, life is like a dream. So come a little closer, don't want you back. Silence in the background, violence in your eyes now. Remember that time you gave your heart to me. Remember that time when life was like a dream. You know what I... So, does a pretty decent job by all accounts. It takes a little longer than what I would have hoped for, in all fairness, but I'm still going to know the settings on the machine and what have you. But yeah, pretty good, pretty good. I think there's a bit more to come out of the machine. I don't want to go mad on it, like, because well, just still learning about it really. You know what I know you're close to me. Yeah, no, it's new to me, this laser cleaning machine is. I mean, I don't know whether it's much cop or not, whether this one's just not very powerful or if I ain't got the settings right on it. They don't come with great instructions in all fairness, so it's been a bit of trial and error, but I mean, it does a reasonable job. I thought it might have been, from watching some of the videos online and stuff before I bought it, I thought it might have been a bit quicker than what it actually is. But you know, I mean, it does a good job of cleaning the carbon out the tops of the pistons, which is nice. So obviously don't want to be taking material out or anything, or you know, if you sort of use any blast media and that, you're gonna leave it ingrained in the material, which you definitely don't want, because you don't want bits of whatever media you might be using getting impregnated into it and then coming out and ruining things. So for that sense, it is pretty good. But could you get a similar sort of effect cleaning it some other way? Possibly. I mean, obviously I can concentrate on just cleaning the tops of the pistons with it there, so it's quite handy for that, because you know, you don't want to obviously take the coating off the skirting. I mean, I'll caught the coating on a couple of little bits with the laser, then you can just sort of see it start to remove it, so you're definitely got to be careful with it. Well, at least that's a bit done. I'll get back onto it just now. That was another little chunk, but I'm going to do something else now, so I'll endeavour to get back on it ASAP. Thanks for watching so far. Keep it up. Right then, it's gearbox time, I think. Still waiting for the block to come back. Got to do a bit with the head as well, so I'll probably have a look at the head today. But we've got a gearbox, so I think I'll have a go at fitting the gearbox now. At least that bit will be ready. To me, yeah. Okay, it's always good to look in like oil pump pickup pipes. I always find is a great area to check, just to, you know, just to see what's clogged in there, because if there's much going on with engines, you tend to get quite a bit of debris clogged in them. This one's really clean, so it's good news. Life is our game that we play. they come off quite easy then. On the other one I stripped there, are a mission to get off. To stand on it on the floor with a massive bar on it.
Within our company, so come closer to me. Come a little closer. How long can you hold until your breath falls? It's been too long now. I think that I want to second guess you.
Right, well, that's gearbox strip then, in a million bits. Just leaving the casing to drain off there so I can clean it all off. Obviously, this is what we're up against. You know, you wear the dogs on them, just on them couple of gears. I mean, the rest of the gearbox looks really nice to be honest, so that's good news. But yeah, she's in bits. Diff looks alright, bearings and whatnot. Everything else looks pretty good. So I'll leave that draining off for a bit now, and I'll come back to that in a bit. So cleaned all the casing out now. That's all good to go. That's quite nice. All good. I can start getting the new gearbox installed now. So that's the next plan. Get the gear. I can clean some of the other bits up as I go along, like, but the main bulk of it's cleaned. Quite easy to clean, really. This casing is. So looking nice. Coming on.
How long can you hold until your breath falls? It's been too long now. I think that I want to second guess you. I second guess me. I second guess them. Don't second guess me. So come a little closer. I need an intervention, divine intervention, you know. Only in my crucial moments do they pay attention carefully. The shadows of my past welcome me again with a smile. But something deep within, something new, lets me emerge from my cocoon. I only have what's right in front of me. Only you know what is right for me. Compromise, compromise, compromise. Improvise, improvise, improvise.
Right then, so that's the gearbox built, which is great news. It's all gone together okay. Just waiting for a couple of seals, so it's not a lot you can see now really, as it's all in the case, but yeah, she's all together. Just need a couple of diff seals for it. Obviously we run these nice splash guards in there just to help with the oil surging and stuff. So yeah, I suppose it probably helps protect the gearbox a little bit if you get a failure up the top. You know, it might stop a little bit of the metal going straight into the gearbox, which would be handy. So yeah, pretty good. Just waiting for the block to come back, but in the meantime I've had the laser on the cylinder head and cleaned all the carbon off it. It actually worked really well on this, like really quick and really nice actually. So pretty pleased there. I mean, sometimes you can expect too much of these tools, can't you? And they're only going to do so much, but yeah, really good. So without having much effort at all, it's come up like new. I'm just going to check now, see what sort of vacuum the valves are holding on whether they're all sealing and what have you, because it's always a nice telltale sign as to how much wear's there. So we'll see what we can see now. Yeah, it's a handy little tool this is really. It just gives you an idea of what's going on. So obviously seal it over the chamber there, and then it pulls a vacuum against obviously what's in the chamber here, so it'll check whether the valves are sealing into the head. See this one here, this cylinder 2, it was a little lower. Just on the bottom of the green, that one is. These other ones, see they're holding great vacuum, so you can see that they're nice. So there's something wrong. Well, not necessarily something wrong, but it's just not quite as optimal. It's just under the green, so I think I'll just whip the valves out of that one and have a little look now. See what we can see. Just see a tiny little bit on the seat of the valve there, just materials fatigued and's coming off. Yeah, so 3 of the cylinders sealing nice, that one's not sealing so great. Looks like there's some sort of coating maybe on these valves, don't know. Got a new set of valves in it anyway, so I think just better to get it in bits because I don't want to be taking it back to bits when it's not right.
I need a nice vacation and pure introspection.
Just going to give the spring seats, the top hats, a bit of a clean off because I'm going to reuse them. Got some new springs, some new valves, so just give these a quick clean off so everything's sort of ready for tomorrow to assemble. Obviously it's a good idea in it just to closely inspect a lot of these bits. You know, when you're cleaning stuff off, it's an ideal time, isn't it? I mean, a lot of stuff you can just junk back in, can't you? But if you don't spend a bit of time cleaning it off, you'll not spot problems with them. Right then. So, yeah, quick little strip down the cylinder head there. Like, rapid to get in bits these are, because, you know, there's so much access on them. They're not particularly intricate. You know, some cylinder heads can be an automatic strip down some of the bike engines and modern stuff, but yeah, this flies to bits. So all the seats look pretty good. Little lapping of the valves, I think, and that should be sufficient. So yeah, it's a lovely bit of kit. It's been done well by the looks of things, which is good. And this is quite a powerful engine. So I think it's about 135, 136 horsepower. Hopefully it's got as much or a tiny bit more when it goes back together, because that's always a good start, isn't it? Right then, so yeah, get that built up tomorrow, I think. Just waiting on me bloody these upstands to come back from engineering place. I hope they're not struggling with them because I've had them for a week now. I thought that'd be like a little afternoon turnaround because it's pretty sound and my mate is up there, so fingers crossed that's all going all right. And then I just need to get the engine block back again. I thought that would have been back quicker, but everybody's busy, aren't they? So yeah, so we're making some inroads. That's enough for today anyway. That's all I've got time for on the Mini. On to other things now. Alright, I'll keep up with it. See you in a bit. Right, then I'm going to make a start on building the cylinder head up. So just a little lapping into the valves now. And we can get it assembled.
There is nowhere else to go, so I'll be coming home to you. Your sadness doesn't compare to the happiness that's just around the corner. I only have what's right in front of me.
How did you get there in the end?
It's a really handy tool that is, but it's a bit gnarly to use, obviously.
You can do serious damage if it goes wrong.
The operation of it, it's a really good bit of kit, but this sort of valve that pops up and down here to, yeah, because obviously you've got to get it locked straight and you want that to obviously compress the valve in the right place. I feel like I need to make a bit of a rig up to use it properly. It is definitely a two-man job, but it's dead fast, so yeah, probably overcomplicate it, but I like these things like that.
Only you know what is right for me.
Is that in there, isn't it? Can you put that out to come slightly better? Yeah, it's not happy still, so it doesn't look too bad to be fair, but it's obviously not sealing against the seat properly. I think the seat's gone a little bit thin on the one edge maybe.
Come out of it, because I'm not going to say, what's that budget old cockadoos in there?
Right, so that's my head built. Pretty good. Thought might have had to get the seat recut then, but just a little bit of persistency with the lapping in. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's holding vacuum lovely like all the other cylinders now, so that's all good. So cylinder head built. Right then, I'll get the block on the stand now and start having a little look at what's to do there to start getting the rest of it together.
Compromise, compromise,
Right then, I think that'll probably be a wrap for this one, just to try and keep the videos a reasonable length, not being too long and all that, because I know anybody like me, getting the attention to watch these things can be tedious, I suppose. Yeah, I'm about the point now to start building it up. The block's back, which is looking okay. Obviously, I've just been giving it a bit of a clean off. It's already been cleaned in the machine, but yeah, just going over it, giving it extra attention. It's always important to make sure everything is super clean, because, you know, debris in engines is a bit of a killer. Well, not a bit of a killer, it's a lot of a killer. I have noticed the cam bearing don't look very clever, so I'm going to need another one of those. I think that's a common thing on these mini engines, from what I can tell. So, there we go. Cylinder head's looking good. That's sound. Yeah, so making progress. Head's ready to go back on. Gearbox is built up in the corner there. That's ready to go. Bar the diff seals. Yeah. So I'll get it built back up in the next video. So thanks very much for watching my video. Be really appreciative if everybody can subscribe that does watch. These little mini videos don't look very popular in all fairness, which is a bit of a shame, because I think they're quite interesting, but I suppose they're becoming a bit of a niche now, aren't they? These cars, perhaps not everybody's cup of tea. I mean, what I deal with on a day-to-day basis and what I'm sort of used to and what have you, like more modern sort of cars, 800-900 horsepower things and what have you, them I suppose they're a bit more appealing to the masses, aren't they? Little old minis, nobody really cares about them anymore, do they? Well, people do, but yeah, perhaps not the mainstream, is it? Which is a bit of a shame. But People should like, because they're miles better than the new stuff, and they, well, I think they are anyway. So, alright, Sam, catch up again then. See you soon. Bye bye.